So I decided I'm going to try today's blog during a jog. It's my last run. It's Friday. And it's my last run before Sunday's marathon. And I got 4 miles today. I'm 2 miles in. There are lots of cars and kids and loud noises, so we'll see how this goes. So, a couple things. I realized on yesterday's blog or the day before, there are some follow-ups I thought I might have. The first one is that, remember the other day I said I felt strong on my run. I forgot to caveat that because the point of that comment wasn't that I was feeling good. It was actually that I had not been feeling strong before the run. I've been feeling a little cruddy, especially after that weekend of dancing around at 3 concerts in a row. But after after a couple miles, I started feeling pretty good, so I was surprised by that. So the point of that wasn't that I felt strong, is that I was surprised I felt good considering my weekend. Okay, so let's see. I had for food today, I had another avocado bagel with some veggies, cucumbers, and some roasted potatoes. Those were good. There are those noises I talked about. Okay. Hold on, pause 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I tried to pause the video, but I couldn't go to my other app. Okay, so the other thing I was thinking about was I was talking about my race shoes. I'm wearing them today, by the way. So I was kind of talking about how they felt a little bit different in the roll off and a little less stable for a hill striker. I forgot to mention that I do assume that has to do with how slow I run. I'm not a fast runner, as I am a novice, and I typically run between a 9 and 10 minute mile. Like my slower miles, my first mile would usually be like a 10:30, my first couple miles, and then my fastest miles are barely below a 9. Like 8:30 to a 9 are like my fast runs. So think of me as a 10-minute miler, basically. Well, I think when I was talking about the roll-off and how I don't feel it quite the same as I do in my Speed 4s, the Speed 4s are a very flexy shoe, right? They have a more heel and they're very flexy. They do have a nylon plate, but for all intents and purposes, I would think of them like a non-plated shoe, right? So, if you remember, I was saying in my Pro 4s when I run down a hill, they feel great. That's because the better speed, I'm hitting that a little closer to the midfoot with more speed and more pressure. The problem is, I'll call it a problem. The problem I have is, I spend more time on my feet as a slower runner. less time in the air. So, I guess I just have to run faster and I'll enjoy these shoes more. I do enjoy them, actually. If I wasn't clear about that, I actually love them. They're just different. Okay, I gotta cross the street here. Now I'm running fast. Okay. So, I broke a cardinal rule today. If you remember, I was talking about the lack of stability in the ankle, or the roll in the ankle. It occurred to me, it's not the support under the heel or the foam. You know, I think it has more to do with less upper. You know, in a race shoe, there's less material in the upper, less stability in the upper to keep it light. So, hold on one sec. Hi. So, there's, you know, when you're lacing, by the way, I never mentioned because I didn't review the shoe. I don't care for the laces in these shoes. They're long and they're stretchy and they're kind of weird. But, you know how there's like an extra eyelet at the top of the shoe? I've never used those in a pair of shoes ever in my life. Well, it occurred to me, if I could figure out a way to use that, that would give me a little bit more support in the upper, right around the ankle, top to bottom. So, even though this is my last run before my race, and you're not supposed to change anything, I was like, let me try that today because it seemed plausible. So I should try it, right? And I actually think I like it better, which is kind of scary because that means I might try doing this again on Sunday, which would be kind of like changing things. You know, I got quite a few miles and quite a few hours in these shoes, but maybe not quite enough to figure out all the nuances. You know, it's part of the fun. So, this is my short daily run from the house. It is up and down a hill pretty much the whole way, but not really a hill. It's like probably 150 feet in elevation, down and up. If I'm going about 4 miles, something like that, maybe even less. So, you know, it's basically flat. Okay, well, oh, one last thing. Sorry this is long. Oh, I'm running through a sprinkler, great. I just ran through a puddle. Thanks, sprinkler. Okay, last thing is, how do I feel today? How do I feel today? Terrible. I don't know what's going on. You know, I could point to a lot of things. I didn't rest on the weekend. In fact, I did the opposite. And I did get a light sports massage yesterday. I did ask for like no deep work, so you know, I shouldn't feel too cruddy from that. I did a rolling session with foam rollers yesterday. Again, I kept it pretty light. But there's a few other things too. It's like, well, could that just be is this the taper crazies? I have the taper crazies. Well, is this just what it feels like when you taper? You start feeling sore. Like I'm I feel the worst I felt my whole training program, honestly. Like today, I don't want to go for a run at all. Of course, I know in my head that means I probably need it more than ever. But I honestly felt worse than I felt this whole training program. And so I don't know if it's the things I did this week or if it's the cool down, the running less, where you just don't, you feel things more because you're not numbing it with running. I don't know. My whole goal, of course, is going into Sunday feeling good. So let's do that. That's the goal. Stoplight. I'm gonna be at this stoplight for a minute. This is the one thing in my run, I always get stuck at this light. Okay, let's go. Anyways, so the other thing is, like, I'm actually running on a full stomach today. And I hate running on a full stomach. It's my least favorite thing. Now, you don't all know this, but some of my friends know that I've said for months now that the biggest thing I need to learn along my training program was how to eat when I run, because I like to fast. I intermittent fast daily, and I often do extended fasts from 1 to 5 days a week. So at least 24, usually a 48 to 72. And the moral of that is that on my runs before my training program, and for most of it at the beginning, I don't eat when I run. I drink water and I have electrolytes, things like that. So I've been trying to learn on my longer runs how to eat and run. It's really hard. It makes you feel slow. I don't know. But I know that when I don't eat after 13 miles, I really start to feel it. So, I knew that would be part of my training program. And so that's something I've worked on. I'm only noticing it more today because my legs hurt. My legs feel terrible. And so everything's contributing. But I feel good. I can do hard things. I ran on sore days before. Come Sunday, we're gonna hit that finish line. Well, that's it for this long vlog today. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with these vlogs, but maybe someone will watch them sometime. Love you guys.